10 minutes down, the enemy has made his presence felt, but so far he's been contained and kept away from any potential fording points. All we need to do is keep this up, and the battle will be won without contest. The defenders shuffle into new, more secure positions, as the loss of a Bradley near the rear forces them to re-evaluate their positions. Also in the rear, a Javelin missile team makes its way to a sniper team, which has spotted an enemy armored vehicle just sitting out there across the river. Once again, the forward Javelin team is under mortar fire. Despite numerous injuries, they do still remain in their position, ready to fire. On the right flank, an Abrams fires at some distant infantry, though doing so reveals its position, and just a few moments later, a laser warning receiver goes off, sending the crew scrambling to pop smokes and back away from the danger. The second Abrams, situated further back, moves quickly to the far right, where an infantry team has sighted an enemy tank in the woods across the river. Meanwhile, the first Abrams, having backed up into a new position, sights the enemy anti-tank missile team and opens fire. The missile team is presumed killed. While the Javelin team to the far left finally engages its target, a Bradley on the front right takes a massive pounding as torrents of high-explosive shells, presumably from an anti-air vehicle, spray its front armor, stunning the crew and damaging every single subsystem possible. Though, it finally takes a shot from an unseen T-90 to actually finish off the Bradley and send the distraught crew running for dear life. As the Bradley crew falls back, the infantry teams on the front see numerous Russian soldiers running about in the woods, though their plans or objectives remain a mystery. The far right Abrams pops smoke and falls back as the laser warning sounds, meaning that it has also failed to spot and engage the T-90 it was sent to destroy. The crew will have to regroup and try again. With under a minute having passed from its scare, the far-right Abrams pushes through its own smoke and across the railway embankment. However, it merely manages to act as a distraction as the forward Javelin team gets its third armored kill. The men, injured and now out of missiles, are ordered to fall back to more secure positions. The heroic Javelin team falls back, but is caught in the open for a few seconds and... oh! The anti-air gun opens up again, somewhere, and shreds the team with a spray of high explosive. At the same time, the Russians begin the first major push across the river, with BTRs crossing the fording point as expected. The defenders fail to intercept the actual crossing since enemy fire has forced many vehicles back, and anti-tank infantry is either unable to engage or out of ammunition. As the Russians advance, they enter the field of fire of the forward defensive teams. Though their fire is inaccurate and ineffective, it does manage to keep the Russians' heads down. Finally, one of the Javelin teams catches sight of a BTR and fires away, taking out yet another Russian vehicle. As this phase draws to a close, a lot of things happen all at once. The FO team nearest to the enemy crossing comes under heavy fire from a BTR and suffers casualties. Meanwhile, an Abrams tank fires at the advancing Russian force, and a Bradley charges through the lines to intercept the enemy before they manage to dig in. The Bradley reaches its position and pours fire into the advancing infantry, but then starts to take hits. An attempt is made to fall back and evade the incoming fire, but the crew quickly decides to bail out rather than face death in their steel coffin.